Hey, NAMI students, Mr. Yance again. Hope things are going good. We are going to continue on with a little bit of this brain processing model, how the brain processes information. So we left off talking about short-term memory. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Short-term memory is a temporary memory. It really is this kind of an extension of that perceptual register. We talked about how we have 40,000 bits of information coming in a second. We can't process all of that. So the brain has to sift through that. A few things we let come through, and we're going to put on a clipboard type of thing. So you'll notice short-term memory, we use a clipboard as an illustration. We can put stuff there and then decide what we're going to do with it. It's still an out. There's still some place we can put an out. But the key there is brief. We have to make a decision about where we're going to put information. We have to do it very, very quickly. I'm not going to take the time today to do this. I have a little memory test where in my class I put up 20 random objects. I gave them just a few seconds to memorize them. Then they had to spit them back out. That's short-term memory. You're going to put it in there briefly, spit it out, but you're not going to store it. Okay, so that's the big thing with short-term memory is it's subconscious. It holds data for about 30 seconds, and that's about it. So we're going to make a quick decision where that's going to be, what we're going to do with that. Just a second. Hey, what are you doing in here? I told you not to come in here until I am done taping. Get out of here. Don't get lippy with me. Get out of here now. I mean it. Now. Sorry about that. Okay. Actually, there's nobody in my classroom. I'm sitting in an empty classroom. I did that in my class just to get their attention. I slammed doors, kicked trash cans, and they're like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And kind of always have to tell the office because it kind of shakes them up. Here's the deal. Okay. Here's the point I'm trying to make. No one was in here, but I bet I got your attention, right? So you're watching this. You're like, "Oh, what's Mr. Yaz freaking out about?" Sometimes we hear sirens. Sometimes we hear maybe we smell smoke. Maybe a snarling dog comes at us. Maybe the teacher goes berserk and starts yelling at somebody in the middle of class. Imagine that. And you shut down all processing and you focus just on that item. So we can bypass some of these things if we have to, especially if it's something that I'm going to have to take action. I'm going to have to react. So sometimes we skip the short term and we go right to the working memory. Okay. And strong emotions, there's this amygdala again that we talked about the other day. If you have something that threatens your survival, then sometimes we just bypass the short term. And so we don't always, the point I'm trying to make is we don't always follow this nice progression. Most of the time we do, but sometimes we're forced to process things a little bit differently than normal, okay? And that's something I think you have to kind of keep in mind with all this that we're going over. All right. Now, if it makes it past the short-term memory and we get to the working memory, then that's a whole different ballgame. Okay. This is like a work table. We're going to put stuff on the work table. We're going to build. We're going to take apart. We're going to rework. So that's the next progression. And sometimes we skip right to that. So if I take stuff off my clipboard and I put it on the working memory, now I can leave it there a little longer and I can rework those ideas. So if you got this big decision to make, maybe it's if you're a senior, you're worried about where am I going to go to college? How am I going to pay for college? Where am I going to get scholarships? That's weighing on you, right? And that's in working memory. If later in life you want to change jobs or you're thinking about marrying somebody or having kids, those are all things that go in the work table and they're going to be there and you're going to rework those ideas over and over and over again. The problem with working memory is it demands your focus and your attention. Okay. My mother, who was a very wise woman back when I was a little kid, always would tell me, if you got a problem with someone, you got an issue with somebody, you're having an argument with someone, go take care of it. don't let it stay in your working memory, because it keeps flipping around in there like a washing machine, and it keeps popping up in your brain. Then you can't focus on other things at hand. There's a lot of good truth to that. Me and my wife have a agreement. We've been married 36 years, so it's worked pretty well. Is we don't go to sleep at night. We're having an argument about something. We discuss it when we go to bed. We figure it out before we go to sleep. That way we get it out of working memory, and it's worked really well for us. That's the big thing with working memory. Now, we can put things in there for longer periods of time. If you're less than 5 years of age, you can put a maximum of 3, normally about one thing. I mean, what are you worried about when you're 5? What are you going to eat? What are you going to play with, right? Back when times were easy. When you get a little older, elementary age, early middle school, you can put up to 7. And adults can put up to 9 things in there. 7's the average. So we can put a lot of things in this working memory. The problem is, again, that it's going to spin around. And we still are going to have to make a decision. Do we need to permanently store this information, or do we take care of something and we throw it out? If I'm having an argument with somebody over something, I'm probably going to go talk to them. We're going to figure it out. We're going to come to some agreement. I can throw that out. I don't need to store that information. Okay. Other things we may have to store. So once we make it past working memory, it's going to be stored permanently in your brain. This is the last out opportunity that you have. After that, then it's pretty much going to stay in there. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll keep working our way through this. Keep adding to your foldable. I have 2 tabs done. You can do the perceptual filter. You can do the short-term working memory. We got just a little bit left on that. I think, yeah. So I'm going to hold off on that for right now. So we'll finish that up, and then we'll have half our foldable done, and we'll work on the other half the next couple of days. All right, and have a test next week. So hopefully that makes sense. As always, got questions, shoot me an email, and I'll try to answer them. All right, have a good day. We'll see you. Bye.